Hey, hey, hey. We live up in here, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How you doing today? It is show time. Show time. Hello out there in Facebook world, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. You know what time it is. It's story time, y'all. We're gonna start it off a little something like this. Listen, I have the song that y'all know. Eh, We got Cameo Bobo this evening. How you doing, young lady?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm on story time. I'm having a good time. It's my time. I'm on story time.
Yes, yes. Woo! But you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you something. This young lady we have here tonight, she has her own song. So, when I think about it and I say it's your time to shine, the only way, the best way to really get you to shine is to go ahead to introduce you to Cameo. She's a rapper, she's a singer, she's a songwriter, and she had this new hit. It's called 2023 is My Year. Now I'm gonna tell you
Okay.
people out there, Instagram, I need to come on over here. But first I want to say good evening. How you doing tonight?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. How you doing, girl? You looking good over there.
You're looking good in that pink with the pink
Thank you.
lipstick and everything. You
You know
always
what I'm
looking
saying?
glamorous.
Little
You're
something,
always
little
looking glamorous.
something.
Listen, I'm so excited about your new single. I had to cut it down. Instagram, I want you to come on over. I need you to come on over here. Cause I mean, we not sure if we can get her over here. So that's why I told y'all YouTube, because I know y'all be getting kind of spoiled. I know y'all be getting kind of spoiled. So that's why I be telling y'all this. I can see what happened, but I know y'all be getting kind of spoiled at some time. We don't want that thing to go. But Cameo, before we get into your song
Okay.
and really talk about everything, Nashville, Tennessee. I saw you in Nashville, Tennessee. That was so
Yes.
amazing.
Thank you. The
That
Get Money Brunch.
are you original from Nashville? That's your
I'm
hometown?
originally from Tennessee, but not from Nashville. I'm originally from West Tennessee. It's a town called Jackson, right outside of Memphis, and that's where I'm originally from. I've been living up here years now, but I'm not a Middle Tennessee girl. I'm a West Tennessee girl at heart.
And so you have a son. I remember when we attended the brunch, the exciting news because he plays basketball. And
I
since then, I've been
know.
seeing some great things on there. So do me a
Yes.
favor, tell the people who have just met you a little bit about who is Cameo Bobo. Take us back to that little girl, please.
Ooh. Okay, little girl. Cameo Bobo is the only daughter of her parents. Grew up with a mom and dad in Jackson, Tennessee. Grew up in a family that we didn't have a lot of money, but we had a whole lot of love. We had a whole lot of knowledge. We had a whole lot of respect in the community and for ourselves. Always raised to be a compassionate leader, a servant leader. Always had a big loving heart, always been outgoing, ambitious, always been a happy-go-lucky person. And from day one, people know they can count on Cameo. God's created me to be loyal, trustworthy, and just an inspiration for people. And I think that along the way, I had to find my way because life fights you and tries to discourage you and give you trauma and all these different things that stop you from really becoming yourself. But I think that through it all, those qualities have remained about myself. I ran track in high school. I was a track star in Jackson, Tennessee. That was one of my favorite things to do. Went to college at MTSU. That's how I got to the Middle Tennessee area. When I was graduating, I graduated May 12th and May 23rd. I gave birth to my son. So I always tell him, you've already graduated from college, baby. Okay. And
Wow.
began the journey of being a single mom right out of college, 23 years old when that happened. And that was a trying time for me trying to figure it out because I went to school for fashion merchandising, and I
Oh,
planned to
nice.
graduate. Yeah, I planned to graduate and move to New York to be a fashion buyer. My dream was to be a fashion buyer for Macy's at the time, and that just wasn't gonna happen with a newborn baby. So I had to move home with my parents, learn how to be a mother, build my money back up, and move back to Middle Tennessee. And that was the beginning of my story. That was the beginning of me realizing that no matter the circumstances, God would always bring me through. He would always supply for me, and He would always supply for my son, myself, and my son.
So listen, Cameo, man. So were you shy when you was a little girl? Because you have so much energy. You are so articulate. You are so gifted. When you were a little girl, was you a big dreamer? Or tell me about,
I was not shy.
No,
I was not shy. So my parents put me in dance when I was 4 years old. So I did ballet, I did tap, I did jazz, I played the piano, I ran track. I sang in the choir at church. I was always involved in church and activities at church. My parents, I don't think they knew what they were doing, but God had them doing everything to put me out in front so that I wouldn't be shy or be, pulled back. I used to consider myself an introvert sometimes, but I've realized that I was just uncomfortable with myself. At one time, I was uncomfortable with my high-pitched voice, and so I didn't want to speak up all the time because people would be like, listen to your voice, and that would make me feel some type of way. For a while, I was ashamed of my last name because I got teased about my last name growing up because my name was Cameo Bobo, and Bo knows, Bobo the clown. I got all of that. And so,
oh wow.
As I grew up, I learned that all of those things make me myself. And so as I got more comfortable with myself, I realized you're really not an introvert. You're really an extrovert. You really love people. You really love communicating with people. And the things that I do now, I never would have dreamed of doing all of these different things, but I'm so grateful to do them. I really, really enjoy it.
So Cameo, coaching, writing books, making music, speaking, putting together events. You do all these amazing things. Where did it all start for you?
Okay, so it started when I graduated college. I wanted to be a fashion buyer, but I couldn't move out of town. So I started doing fashion styling. So I started doing fashion styling for my best friend. She was a rapper at that time, so I started styling her for her events and her video shoots. And from there, I created a original clothing line called Cameo Camille Styles. It was original clothing, and I started doing fashion shows all over the Middle Tennessee area, all over Tennessee. I was traveling with my original designs and doing that. And from there, I realized people don't want to pay for my original designs, and I'm not going to be sewing all this stuff, So I kind of backed off of that, and then I started a girls program. God gave me an idea to start a girls program called FOM. It stands for Fearfully and Wonderfully Made. So it encourages girls to know that they're fearfully and wonderfully made, beautiful and unique princesses. That's something really dear to my heart because, like I said, I grew up as the only daughter. And as my mother and my father, they were great parents. But I just didn't feel comfortable talking to them about the things that I really wanted to ask them. And so I asked my friends, and I really got some bad information and was misguided in some ways. And so our farm supports girls and lets them know that, hey, I'm a big sister, and you can ask me questions that you may not feel comfortable asking your family members, but you can get the information from me from a godly, real, down-to-earth point of view. I'm going to relate to you, not judge you, but give you good feedback. So that's what I do with FOM. And so I started FOM, and we were touring, and I have a song called FOM. It goes, fearfully and wonderfully made, that's me. FOM that's dripping every day of the week. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Ooh, so fine with it. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Ooh, so fine with it. So you would love that. I'm going to send that link to you, Crystal. You'll love that. At the end, I do affirmations. And so that started taking off, and that did well. But the song was with my best friend and I, and she didn't want to keep rapping. So I kind of left that. And from there, I spent some time in some relationships. And when I got out of that last relationship, I realized that if I can give a relationship 100%, if I can go through hell and high water for a relationship, I could go through hell and high water to give Cameo 100%, to put her goals first and give her 100%. So it was one year that I just took the whole year to do whatever I wanted to do. When someone asked me to go on a trip, I said yes. When somebody asked me to go out, I said yes. When I wanted to do something, I said yes to everything I wanted to do. In Crystal, it was amazing. And from
Wow.
there, I ended up going to Miami for New Year's Eve with two of my best friends. And New Year's Day, I always write out my goals. And so my best friend and I went down to the pool, by the pool side, and we were writing out our goals. And she was like, you know, Camille, you do this every year. And I was like, yeah, I never thought about how I write out my goals every year. Long story short, when we got back to Nashville, she invited me to come to her board to conduct a goal setting workshop. And from there, I realized, wow, I have a gift for helping people achieve their goals. And from there, I started doing goal setting workshops, and the goal setting workshops turned into a goal setting book called The Best Life Formula. The goal setting book turned into a membership called the Best Life Based Membership for women entrepreneurs, helping them set goals and get results every 90 days. That turned into a Cameo experience event that brings women together and helps them achieve their goals, unify, and build one another up. And it just kept going from there, Crystal. So that's kind of like my story of how I got going.
So let me tell you something. I got to experience that. That Cameo experience is amazing. I have to tell you, very professionally done. It was so exciting. It was really very informational. It was very inspiring. It was something that just jump started a lot of people there. I witnessed it. It was really powerful. But I want to go back for a minute and acknowledge Fearfully and Wonderfully Made for girls from 8 to 17, where you make them feel like a princess. Now, you have a way that if anybody's watching this, that they can get their daughters involved globally, because I know you're in Tennessee. Can they do it globally?
Yeah, so what I'm working on now is a farm app. I want to have a place where the girls can come together and meet and engage virtually. Eventually, it would be something like an Instagram or some type of platform. But right now, I'm really working on figuring out how to do that. So if people are interested, they can go to wearefarm.com, WEAREFAWM. So if they just go to my website, cameobobo.com, they can click on We Are Farm and they can sign up for my mailing list and get information. So when I get that back going, they can have their girls be involved. But the goal for that is to be a sisterhood app for girls, a virtual sisterhood, and then we do meetups twice a year. So that's really the goal of it, and that's really what I want to do.
I love it, and I think that's really good. I'll put that up so people can see that. I think that's really powerful. We Are Farm.
But in the meantime, they can go listen to the song. It's on YouTube. It's a video. They'll love it.
So where can they find that song on YouTube?
Just type in We Are Farm or type in Farm Song, FAWM, and then type in song and it'll come up. It's also on my YouTube page.
So let me ask you this. So this is like a good uplifter for girls with low self-esteem. I mean, because you said you got bullied and the things you went through with your name, I'm sure you really pour into these little girls.
Yeah, I didn't First, I didn't know I was being bullied, right? Because back in the day, that was just teasing and that's how kids did. But now I'm like, I was being bullied, you know? I know that now. So we focus in on self-love, bullying, peer pressure, and also hygiene. So those are the things that we kind of focus in on. And as I get back into it, I know that there'll be other things that we need to focus in. But those are the things that I really try to focus on. And we really try to build up the preteens, because when you're in a preteen stage, you'll listen to me and believe me and take what I say for take heed to what I say. When you become a teenager, it's a little bit different. And you're listening to other people and you're trying to prove or please other people. So I really try to work on getting the word into these girls between the age of 7 and 12 before they reach teen, so that they grow up and they say, oh, this is what Miss Cameo was talking about. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm God's princess. I'm special. You know, just knowing that someone has taken the time to tell them that really does something for young girls. And it did something for me growing up. My grandmother telling me that I was special, that I was pretty, that helped me know that when I was being teased, I didn't internalize it. I got teased a lot for my nose. People call me big nose. And I remember one day I went home and I looked in the mirror and I stared at my face and I said, if my nose was made any different, I wouldn't be who I was. And so I just accepted it. You could tease me all day long. It really doesn't matter. This is who I am. This is the way God made me. And because my grandmother told me that I was beautiful and that I was special, I already had it in my head. And I had come to the conclusion that if my nose was made any different, I wouldn't be who I was and I wouldn't be the beautiful person that I am in God. So I just really like doing fall.
So fashion designer, and I can imagine what your designs look like. Just looking at how you put things together when you step out, I can only imagine what a Cameo design was like. So did you stop that altogether, or is it still like available by request?
I stopped it all together. Only thing you can really get from me is I have a website called Shop with Cameo. That's where you can find my t-shirts that say God got me popping. They say Jesus loves me and I twerk. They say fun, sexy, and cute. That's me. I just have beautiful every day. That's where you can find a lot of my merchandise and my shirts. So that's basically what I do. But I do have a dream of getting back into it and really pouring into that, because at the end of the day, that's really my heart. Fashion is like really my heart. That's my place. I could just flow in that with so much ease.
Yes. And I just have to tell you guys, when you come back and you see this, check out this website, www.cameobobo. You're going to see everything on there. From everything she's talking about, it's designed very thoroughly, so you can't miss it at all. So you went from doing this. When did you start doing your events? Because you put together phenomenal events. I mean, from the time you walk in the door, the whole setup with the vendors and the people and the ambiance and everything about it, the decoration. I mean, from start to finish. So when did you start doing events?
So I started doing events probably in 2006. I started doing fashion shows. But when I started doing this women's event, a Cameo experience, I started in April of 2021 was my first Cameo experience event. And I started doing them every 90 days. And so events, that's something also that comes to me second nature. I really have a heart for making people feel special. And when God gave me the idea to call it a Cameo experience, he said, I want you to make the women feel special like I make you feel special. So that's why the ambiance is loving. The ambiance is welcoming. The ambiance is, let's take some pictures, look pretty, feel your best. And, we're encouraging and motivating and pouring into each other and eating good, and looking good. And because that's just how, God's a king. And I think sometimes the pressures of life, we forget that. But He is the king.
Yes.
So everything is royal. Everything is best with him. If when we get to heaven, we'll really see what a royal treatment is like, because we'll all be treated like the king and the queens that we are, right?
Yes.
But when we're down here, we deal with the things of the world. So it's hard sometimes to really in your day-to-day life remember that you have a crown on your head, that you're walking
now let me
down.
ask you something. I gotta stop you for a minute. I hear a little bit of ministry in there. I hear a little bit of minister cameo in there. What's going on with that? Because I see you giving God, his glory. I see you definitely putting him first. I can hear it. So talk to me about that. When did you get so passionate about what God has done for you? When did you get saved?
Yes. Oh, I got saved when I was 7 years old. And we would sing Jesus Loves Me in the children's choir. And I asked my mama, I said, Jesus loves the little children. Is that me? And she's like, yeah, that's you. But in order to be saved, you have to confess that you believe in him. And you have to, we went to a Baptist church. She was like, at the end, when those two chairs are sitting up there, you have to go up there and, sit in the chair. She told me everything to do. And I was like, well, shoot, I want to be one of the kids that Jesus love. I want to solidify this love. I want to solidify it. And so one Sunday I got up, I told my mom I'm finna go down there. And I went down there and sat in that chair. And one of my friends at that time, she came and sat with me, and we got baptized. And so that was my beginning of walking with Jesus. It has been an up and down journey, but God has been so faithful to me. I do not have the label of a minister, but I believe that everybody's been called to do that, and
Yes.
I know that
Yes.
in his own way, he's called me to do that. I'm just not big on labels, Crystal, to just be honest.
Well,
I'm
that's
just
good. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not big on labels either. And you're right. Many are called, but few are chosen. And you are definitely a chosen one. I can tell by your actions and your words and the love that you have. You do things in love. So that's a beautiful thing. So then you started to take all these things and you started to put them into books. You started to put them into books to kind of share everything that you have been through with your journey. What was the first book?
So my first book and my only book right now is The Best Life Formula, and it's a six-step process to achieve your goals and release your inner greatness. Crystal, all of us have this feeling that we're great, this feeling that we're special, but the life is constantly throwing stuff at us and making us think twice about whether we are great, whether we are special, whether we should go for our dreams and our goals. So I wrote this book to help people acknowledge and realize that, yeah, that feeling, that knowing inside of you, that's real, and this is what you do in order to release it, where you can see it manifest in this earth, because that's at the end of the day, that's what God wants to do. He wants to use us to manifest his glory into this earth so that we can all see that God is like you. God is like me. God is like April. God is like Candace. He's like all of us. He's not in a box. And I think that side note, I think we do so much judging in the world as to what we think God is and what we think God wants. And I think that we're going to be very surprised when we get to heaven and hear exactly his heart. So I just strive to be accepting and to be honest and genuine with what he's placed inside of me and share it in love. And that's at the end of the day what I'm trying to do.
Wow. So you wrote this book to help people to transform so they
Yeah.
can find out how they can be great and how they can achieve their goals. And you're good at that. I noticed that.
Thank you.
And so that takes me to your fan club. You actually have a whole membership and a club where people can do this. And I noticed you have it on Facebook. Tell the people about what you offer with that and how they can get involved.
Okay, so two things. I have a fan club for my music. To get involved with my fan club on my music page, all you have to go is go to Cameo Bobo Official Music and join and like the page, or you can go to Cameo Bobo Official Music Group and join the group. And that is where I premiere all of my music. You guys get to hear it first. You guys get to see what I'm doing first before everyone else. Secondly, if you are a female entrepreneur who is an inspiring entrepreneur or existing entrepreneur, you don't have to have started your business yet. You can join my Best Life Base membership. It's filled with women who are loving, compassionate, smart, ambitious, and are ready to take over the world with their goals. We meet twice a month. 1 week we have an expert to come in and talk about different topics. Crystal, I'm gonna have you come in, and the next week we go and we just talk about goals. And so I keep my members accountable. I help be a think partner, because a lot of us are solo entrepreneurs and it's hard to think outside of the box, or it's hard to push ourselves to do what we know we really need to do. And so I serve like that. That membership is $47 a month. All of the information is on cameobobo.com. When you get to the website, click on services and then click on membership, and you'll see the sign up information for that.
Wow. You mentioned the song, so I think that's a good time for me to let them hear a little bit of this. I was so pumped up when I heard this song. I said, look at here. I did not know you were hiding that gift in there. I said, she hid that from me. 2023 is my year. Before I play it, tell me how that came about. What was it about this year that made you say, oh, no, that's it. This is it. I'm going to another level. I'm proclaiming it. I'm making.
My word is take over. I'm taking over. I'm just done with the layovers. I'm done with being passed over. There has been a changeover. I'm taking over. I'm just over it, Crystal. I'm over it.
Wow.
Doubting myself. I'm just over it. I'm over it. And I believe that we can decree and declare what we desire. And so I am passionate and pushing forward. And so that is why 2023 is our year. We got to be locked in. We got to be confident. We got to be clear about our goals, and we got to make sure that we are aligned with whatever God is doing in our personal life, and I just feel like this is the time, the Bible talks about the first will be last and the last will be first. I just feel like this is a shift, and I'm ready for it. And I like to encourage other people to be the same way. So that's what 2023
and
is.
on that note, I'm ready for it too. I have to play this thing so y'all can hear this. This right here is good. I love it.
Okay. Hey. Baby. Hey.
So
thank you so much.
Let me ask you this. When you first came out with that, I was pumped. I was like, oh, yes. And I just loved the way you did it. I know that you really inspired some people with it because it shows you that you could just go ahead and do it. Everything you have done, you just did it. You know what I'm saying? Not thought about it. You just did the doggone thing. And I know that's what you teach the women. Just go do it. Mm-hmm. Stop thinking about it. Stop overthinking about it and just go do it. So when they get involved in your group, what are some of the things that you teach people? What's something people can look forward to if they was to get into your program for the $47 or $49 a month? What can they look forward to?
So this is one thing I heavily preach is to take yourself seriously. About 2 years ago, God came to me and he said, Cameo, do you take me serious? And I was like, yeah, God, I take you serious. And I got on my goals, Crystal. I was doing my goals. I was like, yeah, God, I got you, God. I'm going to show you, God, I take you serious. He came back a couple of months later and he said, Cameo, do you take yourself serious? I was like, ooh, that's a good question. Because when I take myself seriously, I stop telling myself no. I stop shying out. I stop trying to shy back from all of my God-given talents. I stop caring about what people think about what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, what I'm saying, how many businesses I have. I stop caring about all of that. So that I really teach my members how to take their sales, their business, their anointing, their talent seriously. And also how to give themselves 100%. I'm a firm believer that if I'm not giving myself 100%, I can give no one else 100%. So I really think as women, a lot of times we struggle with being a mother, with being a wife, with being a sister, with being a daughter, whatever it is, your responsibilities, sometimes even your job. You struggle with doing the things you want to do, realizing that what you want to do is valuable and worthy of being done and not being pushed to the side. And we just struggle with that. So I really push that. I push that too. I also push the power of your words. I push confessions and speaking out what you decree and declare and what you want to happen in your business, getting clear about what you want to happen in your business, getting clear about what needs to happen in your business. We talk about how to generate revenue. I tell my members, if you're not making any money, you need to come on. It's not a business till you start making some money.
That's right.
It's not a business till you start marketing it. You got to tell somebody you got a business, So those are the things that I push heavily in my membership.
And that's very effective. And the way you do your song, that's a good example because you're affirming it. 2023 is my year. And you say it, and you say it again, and you say it again. And so that's how affirmations are. People have to know that that's what they need to do. So do you do collaborations? I saw on your website something about collaborations. If anybody wants to work with you or do anything.
Yes, I would love to work with anybody. I love collaborating. I love collaborating on events. I love collaborating on anything. Whatever you see fit or think that we could work together on, I would love to do that. I look forward to collaborating with you on some stuff. But if anybody's interested in collaborating with me, go to my website or either shoot me an email at hi@cameobobo.com or inbox me on Facebook or Instagram. I'm very open to working with people, especially if it aligns with my visions and my businesses.
And she's very humble, very personable, very approachable. You know how you see people on social media and you don't know what you're going to expect. Just what you see here is what you get. I have to say, I learned that what you see is what you get. So what next?
So I'm getting ready to announce it tomorrow, but I am bringing a Cameo experience totally virtual. So the next Cameo experience will be totally virtual. Crystal, you and all of your supporters are welcome to attend.
Nice.
It's going to be called God, Goals, and Confidence. And I'm calling it that because it's important that during this season, we make sure that our relationship with God is intact, that we're growing with God. And when we grow with God, He's going to give us goals. And in order to do those goals that He gives us, we got to have our confidence intact, right? A lot of times people are stuck because they don't have the relationship with God right. They're not confident enough or they don't know what to do. And so it is just time out for any excuse. And it's time for us to unify and realize that all of us can go deeper in God. All of us can go higher in our levels of confidence. And all of us can be more strategic and more purposeful and more intentional with our goal setting. So that's going to be a 3-day boot camp. It's going to be $19 for those 3 days. What we're going to do is April the 10th through the 12th. So on April the 10th, we'll wake up that morning at 6:30 in the morning and we'll have a 30-minute prayer session. That evening, we'll come back at 6 p.m. and we'll talk about building and growing in God. The next day, we'll come back and we'll talk about up-leveling our confidence. And day 3, we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about strategy. And I'll open up the floor for Q&A for people to ask me questions about their projects or their events or their goals.
Wow.
So I'm excited about this. I'm excited.
And how much?
Only $19.
$19 even. That's interesting. How did you come up with that amount? Not $19.95, but $19.
Today I was thinking, okay, God, what the number gonna be, and it just came out to be 19. I could have made it 23 for like 2023, but I was really trying to make it so that if you can't throw $20 your way, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
And guess what, good people? You do blow $20 in a week anyway. You blow it at your lunchtime, going out after work at the social. So you can spend $20. A lot of people, Cameo, they don't understand the importance of investing in themselves when it comes to their dreams and their goals, So that's good that you're doing that. How can they sign up for this? Is it going to be like an early bird or just the price? The price is the price.
I will give you the link. Can I type it in the chat, the private chat?
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to put the private link, and y'all are VIPs because
no
one else knows about this virtual boot camp, but it's set up and ready to go.
I'm going to add this tomorrow. I'm going to make sure that I add this tomorrow. I'm going to make sure I add this tomorrow because you're going to put this out there tomorrow, right?
I am.
All
I'm
right.
going to put it out tomorrow.
So that's going to be on the 22nd of March. So we're going to make sure I take this portion and make sure I have a recap of this that talks about the Cameo virtual experience. And if anybody has been to any experience in person, they will know that it's worth doing it virtually. Now, it is not going to mean that there will be no more personal experiences,
Oh
correct?
no, that's not what it means. So the other thing that I have cooking right now is I'm coming out with a television show. It's a late night TV show. I'm about to spice up the nighttime. Okay, yes, spicing up the nighttime. That's premiering on April the 2nd. It will be available on Roku. It will be available on several channels here in Nashville, Tennessee, also on YouTube. But that is why I'm kind of doing the event virtual this time, because I want to do something this spring to support the women and get it out there. Otherwise, I was gonna have to push the in-person event back to June. And so that's why I chose to just do this one virtual, because it was just really on my heart to get it out there. We'll still come back together. What I want to talk to you about, Crystal, is I would love to host a trip to New Orleans in July. So I definitely need
Oh, July.
hotel.
Oh, yeah, let's do it. I'll talk to you tomorrow and make sure
Yeah.
that you hit me up with your number, because I think I called the number. So let's definitely do that. So let me
Yeah.
ask you this now. So April 2nd, a TV show launch, Roku,
Yes.
and local. I have to tell my daughter I'll be coming through to Nashville again to see her soon.
Okay.
And it's funny we talked up because I just heard my phone beep and I saw that she just texted me. But I have it on do not disturb, so thank goodness, because it would have rang. You are so fearless. You act on the ideas you have, and you just go ahead and put them into fruition. Where'd you get that from? Was that something you saw your parents do? Did you go to some type of workshop? Where did you get the ability to do all these things that you do? Besides God, we know God.
Okay,
God
besides
has a
God.
lot to do with it.
Okay, besides God, where did I get this confidence to do this? My parents have really never told me no about anything that I wanted to do. My father was an entrepreneur, very determined man. Like I said, we didn't have a lot of money, but we grew up with a lot of love. And I saw him continuously commit to his business, wake up every day, whether there was work or not, and go outside and make something happen. And I think that kind of gave me a determination within. Also, I'm a little bit stubborn. I can say that about myself. I'm a little bit stubborn, and I just have a knack for wanting to go. I just, I just want to go. I just want to try it. I just want to see. And I've just gotten to the point where I'm going to take myself seriously. I'm just going to take myself seriously. And if I take myself seriously, I have to be fearless, right? I have to
That's
be
it.
fearless.
That's it.
And I've also learned that on the other side of my fear is always everything I want.
You know what they say though, fear is nothing but false evidence appearing real
Appearing real.
anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your ultimate goal? By this time, 5 years from now, where's Cameo Bobo? You got the TV show, you have the events, you have the shows. What is it that you want to be doing in 5 years from now?
In 5 years, I will be an international recording artist, have traveled the country, traveled the world with my music. My goal setting book will be an Amazon bestseller and a New York Times bestseller. My membership will be packed with thousands of women who I am helping achieve their goals and take their businesses to new levels. A Cameo experience will have planted in other cities, and there will be independent Cameo experiences going on outside of myself. I won't have to be there, but they'll be going on and building that legacy and building women up. I will have a late night television show on a major network, whether it's YouTube or Netflix or NBC, but I will be bringing the late night, and I also will be just hosting events and doing things all over the world, and just encouraging people to know that they're fearfully and wonderfully made, and that they should go for their goals, and they were created the way they were created for a reason, and not to reject themselves, to love themselves, and go.
Wow. So if you're watching this and you just saw what happened, she didn't hesitate. I asked her a question. She already knew. So that means she spent some time with God. She spent some time thinking about it. And she also probably more than likely 99.9%. I'm going to say she spent some time writing her vision and making it plain, like it says in Habakkuk 2, because that is a part of the process too. Will there be anything that will stop you from doing this? No stopping you. The first thing on your list I heard you say was, I will be a artist, national recording artist. So who do you want to perform with? Who is somebody that you said, I want to be on stage with them?
Oh, of course, I love being on stage with Beyonce. Of course, that would be a privilege. That would be an honor. She gets a lot of slack from the Christian community, but I think she's pretty dope, and I think she's very talented. So that would be an honor. If Michael Jackson was still alive, that would be a wonderful honor. To do something to do a rap with Stevie Wonder would be just something that would solidify me as an artist. I feel like, you just can't get no bigger than that nowadays with legends that are still living. I would love to win a Grammy. That would be something that would be, I'm from a small town. I'm not from a big town. There were low expectations in my town. So I represent a lot for the people of my city. And
yes.
I take honor in that. And I want to show them that, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to represent, and I'm going to take it as far as this thing will go. And that would just be a phenomenal achievement to reach that.
And to take others with you. I can see you taking others, because when the song comes, the video comes, the dances come. That's where the designs are going to come back in. Because when the designers come, your ideas are going to be put in there. So everything is going to start manifesting, and it's going to all work together for the good. So I see it happening just like that. When the designers come, you want somebody that's just going to be able to take your design, because you already have the design. So then now you have all these multiple streams of income, coming through. So that is so cool. I love it. So soon you're going to be looking for dancers.
I know.
Background singers and all that good stuff. Now, do you write? You write your own stuff?
I do write my own songs. All the songs that I've recorded to date, I've written 100% by myself, by the grace of God.
Yeah. So, Cameo, when you're not doing any of these business, what do you do during your downtime?
During my downtime, I watch Netflix.
What's your show on Netflix? What you like?
Okay, so right now on Netflix, I'm watching the reruns of Married at First Sight. I'm watching that. I love the new show Dance 100. I'm gonna watch that after we get out. But I like watching Dance 100. I like watching Blacklist. And those are the things. I love going to the movies. I love going to see a good movie. I love to shop. A lot of times I shop for events, not just leisurely shopping anymore, but I hope to get back to the point where, I can get to shopping. Of course, I like get my nails done, getting a pedicure, getting a spa pedicure. I love spending time with my son, Crystal.
I knew that was coming. I was going to say basketball games.
I love it.
See you in the stands now, girl.
I love it, and I'm loud.
In the stands, girl. You got the pom-poms and everything.
Oh my gosh.
You put the jersey on.
Look, I'm thinking about my outfits for next season. I'm ready, I'm so grateful to have my son. If any young woman is watching this, parenting is not easy, but boy, if you trust God, it's so worth it. And he gave me a reason to live, and so I always tell people, when I found out I was pregnant, my life was changed instantly. It literally changed me in that moment. And it has only just made me get better and better. So yeah, spending time with him is super fun for me.
So tell the people, so he's getting ready to go play ball. Is he a senior this year?
No, he's a rising junior this year. And he's in college already though. He's in college in my hometown of Jackson, Tennessee, at a school called Union University. And so he recently made the team this year. So we got big expectations for this coming up season. I'm excited.
God. What's his position?
I mean, God really worked the thing with his tuition, because I don't know if you remember, Vern spoke on it.
He spoke
but
it.
Last semester, I was paying $2,600 a month for my child to go to college, and I was struggling. And this January, it came down to the wire, and I told my son, I said, I can't continue to do it. We're going to have to figure something out. Long story short, he met with some administrators at the school, and they covered his tuition. So